A man stands in the house he spent a decade working towards, a glass of champagne in his hand, waiting to feel something. He expected triumph, relief maybe, the quiet satisfaction of finally arriving somewhere. Instead, he feels almost exactly the way he felt in his old apartment years ago, when this house was still just a number on a spreadsheet. Nothing inside him has really changed, only the address. This isn't a story about ingratitude. Something more structural is happening, and it shows up not just in one man's living room, but in entire countries. Economist Richard Easterlin noticed the same pattern at a national scale. As countries grew richer across decades, average reported happiness barely moved. People had more by almost every measurable standard, and yet they didn't feel proportionally more satisfied. Economists now call this the Easterlin paradox, and it points to something uncomfortable. Income and satisfaction don't rise together the way we assume they should. The reason is simple once you see it. Satisfaction isn't measured against zero, it's measured against whoever sits one rung above you, and that rung keeps moving. Psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky showed something similar in their research on decision-making. People don't judge outcomes by their absolute value. They judge them relative to a reference point, and that reference point shifts the moment circumstances change. A bigger house only feels like winning if the neighbor's house is smaller. A raise only feels like progress if it outpaces the people you compare yourself to. This is what economists call a positional good, something valuable not for what it gives you, but for where it places you relative to everyone else. And a ladder built entirely on relative position has no fixed top. Every step up reveals a new person standing slightly higher. Even people who succeed by every external measure often report feeling behind, not because they're ungrateful, but because success quietly redefines who they're comparing themselves to. The moment you reach one group, your mind starts measuring against the next one up. Now, that ladder updates constantly. Social media doesn't just show you a neighbor's house once in a while. It surfaces someone slightly ahead of you every day, endlessly, algorithmically tuned to keep the next rung always in view. The comparison never rests long enough for satisfaction to catch up. The man in the house isn't broken, and neither is anyone who has felt this same flatness after finally getting what they wanted. The ladder was never designed to have a top. It was designed to keep climbing feel necessary. Maybe freedom isn't reaching the highest rung. Maybe it's stepping off the ladder entirely and choosing something fixed, something that doesn't move every time someone else does, to measure a life against instead. The man looks around his new house one more time. Somewhere below him, if he could see it, the staircase he climbed keeps going, identical steps disappearing into fog. No top rung anywhere in sight.